Hi, everyone. Gerry Dulac along with Ray, our Steelers report coming to you today with a different background. We're at Acrisure Stadium, not at St. Vincent College, but our Steeler report brought to you by Savinas, Kane, and Gallucci, mesothelioma and asbestos lawyers with 85 years of experience getting millions for their clients with mesothelioma and asbestos. Go to sdklaw.com for more information. Ray, little change of venue, change of pace. A joint practice today against the Tampa Bay Bucks, who they play Saturday evening right here at Acrisure, 7 p.m. kickoff. Always nice to see some new bodies, some fresh meat, and that's the way the Steelers look at it. Mike was eager to see some of the key matchups out here that he could use. Jalen Ramsey against Mike Evans, Zach Frazier against Vita Vea. They're dominant, they're big-time players. So it's always nice to see these practices.
Yeah, Gerry, if you're going to do something like this, I think you want to do it against a really good team. And I think Tampa Bay has a really good roster. If you look at some of the projections that are out there, they're predicted to win the NFC South, and they're predicted to do it by a big margin. So, Mike Evans against Jalen Ramsey was a good matchup today. You mentioned Frazier and Vita Vea. I thought the tackles got some good work against their edge guys. So, yeah, they did this all throughout training camp against their own teammates, but now different looks and different players, so I thought it was beneficial for both teams.
Yeah, and Aaron Rodgers got a look at some different competition too, because I believe, Ray, this is going to be his preseason. He is not going to play Saturday night. Mike Tomlin already said that. I doubt severely he is going to play the final preseason game against Carolina, but all the guys who did not play in Jacksonville, with the exception of maybe Nick Herbig, they're not going to play this game either. So, you're talking about a lot of newcomers, but also a lot of veterans who he feels, one, they probably don't need the reps, but two, you want to make sure you protect them too.
Well, yeah, you're paying T.J. Watt over $36 million a year, and Aaron Rodgers, you want to keep him upright for as long as you can. And unfortunately for the Steelers here, they have injuries too. Doesn't look like Alex Highsmith is going to play. Doesn't look like Calvin Austin's going to get a chance to suit up this preseason. So some of the areas where, you want to protect your stars, but you wanted to find out about your number 2 receiver, I don't know that they're going to get a chance to do that. I think they're just hoping to get Calvin Austin back at some point before the season starts.
One of the things they do want to see against the Buccaneers, Ray, is they want to see Kaleb Johnson take a step from week 1 to week 2. Like the running game, very unimpressive the other day in Jacksonville. Mike Tomlin said he'd like to just see him run more instinctively. That's what they liked about him at Iowa, the way he ran instinctively, the vision he had when he got to the line of scrimmage. If the box was loaded, he could find a crease and make something out of it. That's what they're hoping to start to see in this second preseason game.
Yeah, and there were a lot of plays where he was either stopped at the line of scrimmage or behind the line of scrimmage against the Jaguars. And I think you want to get some of the blocking cleaned up too. But I think Mike Tomlin, and we also had a chance to talk to Andy Weidel today, I think they just like to see him trust himself more and see some of what you saw at Iowa. Just that, like you said, that instinctual sense of how to run the football. He didn't have a great first game against the Jaguars. They're hoping for a better game here against the Bucs.
Yeah, and I talked to him after the practice, Ray, and he said, it's his first game in the NFL. Remember, it's a preseason game. You're worried about your details. You're a little hesitant. You want to make sure you do everything right instead of just getting the ball and running with it, and that's what they're hoping to see from this guy. They believe this guy obviously is going to be their feature back. They think he's a great fit for the wide zone schemes that Arthur Smith runs, and I think eventually we'll see it. Just hope we see a little bit more of it Saturday than what we saw in Jacksonville.
Yeah, in 2 areas where he's kind of struggled in the preseason, catching the football out of the backfield and pass protection. So I think when he does get on the field, Gerry, he's going to be limited to running the football because I don't think they trust him yet catching the ball or either in pass protection.
Ray, when he visited with Mike Tomlin during his pro day, he said to him, boy, I hope you guys pick me because I want to show you what I could do in a backs-on-backers drill. That has not been his specialty so far in training camp. Most of the time that they run him, he has not had a winning record, that's for sure. He has struggled in that area, and so what that's going to do, eventually, it's going to minimize his opportunities on third down and in passing situations.
You could have all the 1-2 that you have. Andy talked today about him running to the challenge. That's fine, but if you didn't do something in college, or if you weren't asked to do it, there are certain technique things that are going to take some time to get at the NFL level. So I think that's where he is. He wasn't asked to pass protect a lot at Iowa, and I think he's learning on the job here in Pittsburgh.
One of the things we saw today, the Tampa Bay Bucks were a playoff team last year. Baker Mayfield has found a second career with them. He looked awfully sharp today on the practice field, especially in their 1 minute offense, taking them down for a score. The Steelers, not so much. Pat Fryermuth said afterward that there were 4 straight incompletions. Steelers did not even get a first down in their 61-second drill at the end of practice. But, hey, look, it's practice, Ray. We're not going to lose sleep over that. But you saw Baker Mayfield was a really good test for this secondary that Mike Tomlin is so high on.
Yeah, I mean, Baker Mayfield has been really good since he went to Tampa Bay. He kind of had that weird thing where he went to the LA Rams for a portion at the end of the season. But if you look at the situation in Cleveland, what do they have? 12 quarterbacks in their camp right now. If they would have just held on to Baker, I think they wouldn't be in the situation right now.
Well, Ray, and they would have saved the rest of the NFL from panicking over the salary cap, because once Baker left and Deshaun Watson turned their back on him, now they had to go back to Deshaun Watson and throw that $250 million guaranteed contract at him that every other owner in the league cringed when he did that, and it just raised the bar, to their chagrin, unfairly with that amount.
$250 million guaranteed to Deshaun Watson, who probably hasn't played 10 games for the Browns. Baker's making $33 million a year. Pretty good deal for the Buccaneers.
Yeah, absolutely. So, again, Ray, the newcomers, the fans aren't going to see them Saturday night. No DK Metcalf, no Jalen Ramsey, no Darius Slay, no Aaron Rodgers, of course. Yeah. But it's an opportunity for them to test their young guys like Kaleb Johnson, like Jack Sawyer, see what those guys have. And Jack Sawyer has looked pretty good, and he'll get a lot more playing time. Nick Herbig, as you said, he might play, Mike Tomlin said, but he probably got a good look at him today, and so he may decide not to play him as well.
Yeah, and the 2 big guys up front, Derrick, Harmon, and Yahya Black. We talked to
very good.
Andy Weidel today earlier. He's very happy with those 2 draft picks, and he mentioned again, just like Mike Tomlin and Omar Khan have throughout the offseason, they needed to get more physical and bigger up front, and they certainly did that with those 2.
Derrick Harmon has been Derrick Harmon. He's exactly what they expected when they took him with the first pick. But Yahya Black has been a pleasant surprise. They thought he would be a good addition, but he's been very good, Ray. He's been very disruptive for a 5th-round pick. This is a big guy, and they're very excited about what they see from Yahya Black.
Yeah, he doesn't look like a 5th-round pick. I think we've talked before. I think right now he's probably their first man in the defensive line rotation once they do get the starters out of there. So he also has a really good knack for batting the ball down at the line of scrimmage. He's done that repeatedly throughout camp. So if he can continue to do that, I don't think they're going to be afraid to play him in all situations.
Ray, after this, I'm going to get these mowers to send them to my house to cut the grass. They're getting the field ready. Saturday night, the Steelers play their second preseason game. It's a 7 p.m. kickoff against the Tampa Bay Bucks. For Ray Fittipaldo, I'm Gerry Dulac. You've been watching Post-Gazette.com.
Thank you for checking out this content from Post-Gazette Sports. If you watch this video on YouTube, please like the video and subscribe to our channel. For all of the sports coverage the Post-Gazette has to offer, visit post-gazette.com.